Today's recipe is a really special recipe. I have made some samp and mutton. This is an ode to my childhood. This is a comforting dish that just transports me back in time. I know whenever I share this recipe, it is one of my recipes on my social media pages on Facebook, via TikTok and Instagram that gets an incredible amount of engagement, lots of comments. I obviously share the same sentiments with a lot of South Africa. This is traditionally made in different ways in different homes in South Africa, but the way I grew up eating it is with a traditional lamb curry. Over the years, I've modified it slightly by adding in different herbs, and you'll see as you're watching this video. It is a very simple take on samp, beans, and mutton, or lamb if you prefer to use lamb. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried this version or if you've tried any of my samp recipes. If you've watched it over the last few years as it's evolved, let me know if you have tried it. The full recipe will be found in the description box and will lead you to my blog where you can find other recipes similar to this. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. So first things first, we need a big pot, and the pot that I'm going to be using is my 30 centimeter AMC Roaster. This is one of those pots that I personally believe that everybody needs in their kitchen. It could potentially feed, depending on how much your family eats, easily between, I would say, 10 to 15 people. Like if I had to make like a biryani or like a curry, let me just put this into perspective, or a large pasta. So I would say I'm going to be using 1.2 kilos of lamb today. But you could very easily cook like 2.5 kilos of lamb here. You could add about 2 kilos of lamb or chicken with rice to make a biryani. You could do a very large pasta. You can make some awesome soups. It also is a wonderful pot to do like roast. So think like maybe a roast leg of lamb with the leg in. You could maybe sear the lamb on the stove, just pop it into the oven, or you could foil it. AMC is one of those ranges where you are going to get a lifetime guarantee. You are going to be able to send your pots for cleaning at a very small fraction of the price. These are pots that have been passed down from generation to generation, and personally, I feel like this is a family pot. As I did mention, there's a number of dishes that you can do, not just curries and stews and pastas. First rule of thumb when making samp and mutton, I'm using lamb today, but I'm just gonna go with the flow, is you're going to need a big pot because nobody likes a small portion of samp. My oil should be hot, so I'm going to start off with the following spices. So I'm going in. The way I make my samp and mutton is pretty much like how I would make a lamb curry or mutton curry, and I've just got a couple other additions that I like to add that does bump up the flavor. So we're going to go in with 1 large onion that's finely diced. We've got some cumin seeds, fennel seeds. I've got some my elachi pods, and then I've got cloves and a cinnamon stick. I've got 2 bay leaves, curry leaves, and I've also got some green chillies. Okay, the full recipe is going to be in the description, or you can also find it on my blog. Just type whatever recipe, if it's not on the homepage, type whatever recipe you're looking for and it should be there. And then the other thing that I want to do is once this gets nice and brown, I want to add some ginger and garlic. The reason why I'm not adding in the ginger and garlic right now is because I don't want it to burn whilst the onions are braising. So let your onions braise really nicely. I'm not going to be using the traditional method of how I cook my mutton curry, in terms of I'll add in my spices and then I'll add in my tomatoes and then the lamb. What I want to do is I want the meat to sort of like release its flavors and brown as this is cooking. So this is like medium to high heat, and then I'll lower it to medium heat and then add in my spices. So once this is nice and brown, we're going to add in our lamb. So the onions are just beyond the translucent point, and I can see that they're starting to caramelize. I like to cook with really finely diced onions if I'm using like my twister and dicing it up. Whilst that is getting to the point of caramelization, I want to add in my lamb. Now you can add mutton, you can, if you choose to add mutton, it just depends on your preference. I'm using leg lamb. And another question that I get when cooking, a lot of people ask me, you know, what type of lamb do you use or do you prefer? And I always say it's completely up to you, because personally in our household, I have spoken about this before in some of my other videos, we love using leg lamb, and then I always add some of the rib meat as well, the breast part. So it's a combination of leg pieces and then a combination of bones and breast meat. So as you can see, it's going to add a lot of flavor. You do need quite a bit of a good ratio of bones and meat when you're making your lamb and samp, or your mutton and samp. The onions are starting to caramelize, and that's a great point to add in your meat. And essentially we're doing this now. You want to mix this with the meat, and you want to let the meat almost brown. Do not put the lid on, because that's going to basically allow the meat to steam. So just make sure that the meat is like all at one level. Whilst that's browning, I'm going to add in some fresh thyme. So I don't add thyme in my lamb curry. If I'm making like a biryani with chicken or with lamb or mutton, then I will. So this is just fresh thyme. And then I'm going to also add in just a handful of fresh coriander. When I add in the spices, I'll add in my next herb. And you just want this to sort of like just get some color on it, and then we're going to add in our spices. I have lowered my heat a little. The spices that I'm adding, so like I mentioned, typically growing up we had mutton curry and samp and beans. I like my samp and beans to be like a curry, but more a bit also on the savory side, like not too spicy. So I'm adding my Kashmiri special mix masala. I've got a little bit of garam masala, and I've also got some dhania jeera powder and turmeric. So I'm just going to add in the spices. I'm going to add in my ginger and garlic at this point, and then my mint leaves. I love the combination of lamb with, or mutton with mint. So just like you can wing it. And then I want to give everything a mix. Make sure that the spices coat the lamb really nicely. Again, really, I wish you guys could smell this. My husband's in the kitchen with me. You can smell the mint already. Can you?
Yeah.
Once that's coated, you just want to allow it to just braise off for a couple minutes, because otherwise you're going to have raw spices. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the lid on. Another addition that I don't add to my lamb or mutton curry is stock. These are cubes. These are mutton flavor cubes. You can use beef if you like, or whatever you have. Depending on the amount of meat that you're using, I'm using 1.2 kilos of lamb. One should be fine. If you're using maybe above 1.2, like 1.5, I'd suggest using 2. So I'm gonna add the stock cube at this point. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You can dissolve it into some hot water, but I'm just gonna break it in and scatter it everywhere, because I like the flavor that it adds to the lamb. Now let's say you don't have a stock cube. To add that like extra meaty flavor, you could add like meat spice. So if you have like a teaspoon, like a heaped teaspoon of steak and chops, I would suggest adding that in. And this is basically just going to encapsulate all of the flavors and lock in those flavors into the lamb. You can then add in your tomatoes. We're going to give it another mix, allow the oil to sort of like come up to the surface, and then we'll add some water and then allow the lamb to cook. So I'm using 1 large grated tomato. I also don't really like to add a lot of tomatoes, even though like you're going to be adding samp to this and beans, because I really like the meaty flavor of the curry. So it's completely up to you. One tomato, whether it's medium or large, is completely fine for this dish. There's like a gravy that's already starting to form, if you can see, and that just comes from the tomato. It also comes from the onions, because we use like a lot of diced onions. You can see the gravy looks so nice and thick as is. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 10 to 12 minutes on medium heat with the lid on. So this has been cooking for about just over 10 minutes. You'll see that the oil has come to the surface. Remember also, when you're cooking with lamb tends to be a little bit more on the fattier side. So just bear that in mind. You want to use your oil. I know generally when people are cooking like curries or stews, they've got a heavy hand. So just bear that in mind, because it is going to release a lot of its flavors and a lot of its own natural fat. Once that's done, we're going to just season with some salt. The other thing that I forgot to mention is the reason why I like to use 1 stock cube and not 2 stock cubes is because the stock cubes itself is quite flavorful, and they do have quite a bit of a high sodium level. So just bear that in mind when you're adding in salt as well. You rather add less salt, and then when you add in the samp and then the beans, you can always adjust your seasonings. So not that much salt, maybe like about half a teaspoon. I don't know these things because you just have to measure, but if I'm giving you measurements, about half a teaspoon, because my husband and I had this entire debate about how much of salt to add, and when you cook, you just kind of know these things. You can always taste and add more. I didn't add salt to my samp or beans. I'm using canned beans, but we'll talk about that. This is about, I'm going to add about 2.5 cups of water. I do want this to have extra gravy, so I just want the meat to sort of partially be submerged. So you just want to allow this to cook pretty much until the lamb is almost about 90% cooked, and then I'll add in my cooked samp, which I've pressure cooked. So that's cooked pretty much till it's perfect. And then the reason why I say 90% is because the samp like absorbs a lot of the flavor of the actual curry. So you want to make sure that it thickens as it cooks. I'm not going to speak about times, because I also notice that a lot of people do say that their stoves vary. So depending on how you like your meat as well, like some people like their meat to be a little bit more on the tougher side. If you like it like sheer off the bone, then that's going to take a little bit of extra time. But I would say about 30 to 45 minutes. The next step would be adding in the samp. So I just want to show you guys how it looks. There is still like a good amount of gravy that's in here, and we need that because that's what's going to flavor the samp. So you have a couple options. If you don't, and this is one of the common questions that I get whenever I share a good samp and mutton recipe, like generally every winter, I often get asked if you could use the tin samp, and you can. So as I said, you can use this recipe for 1 kilo to 1.2 kilos of lamb. You would use approximately between 3 to 4 cans of samp, and this would easily feed about 8 people, 6 to 8 people, depending on how your family eats. I've used 500 grams of samp that I've washed, soaked, and just pressure cooked, which I'm going to add. And it's got some of the starchy liquid, because this helps thicken up the liquid that's inside the pot already. So I do feel like this has hardened a little, so I'm just going to add it in gradually. You can see that it is very starchy. That's exactly what we want. This is already fully cooked, so it doesn't need to cook for any additional time. It should instantly thicken with the gravy. I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes, just so that the samp marries well with the lamb. And then, because I'm using 1 tin of beans, so if you're using canned sugar beans and samp, 3 to 4 cans should be fine. If you're using samp on its own, then 500 grams of samp, and you're going to use 1 tin of sugar beans. Remember, the beans is already cooked and it's super soft, and if you add it in at this point, it's just going to disintegrate into the samp and mutton. So pop the lid back on and let this cook for 10 minutes. Taste for salt, and yeah, we're almost done. See why I said you need a very big pot? Because this pot is like 3/4 full. So now I'm going to add in the beans, and then I like to add in a tablespoon of butter. So just let that melt. You want to mix this in to the gravy. Looks and smells so good. Gonna let this cook for a further 5 minutes, just until the butter is melted, and then we're ready to dig in. It's done cooking. I just want to give it a final stir. Look how lovely this looks. One of my favorite meals. And all that's left to do now is to just garnish with some dhania, and we can serve up. And there you have it, my very simple take on samp and mutton. I know that this dish can be a bit of a tiresome dish to make, but if you have your samp and your beans already pre-cooked like I have with my pressure cooker, or you can use tinned, all you simply have to do is just make your lamb or your mutton and it's done. This for me is an absolute winner of comfort food. It's a winter special. It takes me back right to my childhood, and yeah, I've got a ton of other recipes that I'd love for you guys to try out if you are new in the kitchen and you don't know where to start and you're just looking to learn the basics of, simple food. I would highly suggest you checking out one of my playlists. I'll pop it up on the screen and you guys can feel free to go through the playlist. If you have any requests, drop a message or a comment in my DMs or in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.